tankers, welcome back to Tankers Club in a new video, and this time, as I promised you, I'm gonna talk about all the tanks in offer right now in the Black Friday event. But not only talk, we're going also to do a quick review about every tank with one battle, and in the end I will resume if this tank is worth it to go for, to spend your gold for it, or just save your gold for another tank. So I'm not going to talk a lot. In this video I will talk about the first 5 tanks: the Super Hellcat, the Dangerous Optic 907, the AMX 30B, the K91 and the Optic 274A. So this quick review, I will do it in 3 parts. This is the part 1, stay tuned. Part 2 and part 3 will be coming in another video today, and the third part will be coming tomorrow, so that before the weekend comes we'll know definitely which tanks are worth it to go for, to buy them. Yeah, so let's just start with the Super Hellcat. The Super Hellcat is a tier 7 tank destroyer, premium tank, already worth it for having more credits, but this tank is really special. We got here, if we go firstly to the tank, here we go. This is a Super Hellcat. Yeah, we got nearly 2.8 DPM for a tier 7 tank destroyer. Not bad at all. Of course, we have another tanks with higher DPM in his class as a tank destroyer, but we have to say, but those tanks are very slow with that higher DPM. But this is not the case on the Hellcat. The Hellcat got a good DPM, but also a rotatable turret. We got a turret we can rotate 360 degrees, but we have paper armor, so we have to play that sneaky style. For that we have 74 concealment. That's really insane. And yeah, a good gun precision, only look at this, 0.293, and we got also no penetration problems. That's why I'm using gun rammer. So a fast sneaky fast shooting sneaky tank with a good gun. We can really also do great battles with this vehicle. So let's jump to the battlefield and see what can we perform with a Super Hellcat. This battle will be really a crazy battle, by the way, because in this battle I will do my first brother-in-arms for the Waffenträger event with Hannes, a player from our clan. Watch till the end. It's gonna be really a lot of suspense in the end, how we're going to do our brother-in-arms in this battle. So yeah, I'm going to look at the speed, guys. 65-67 km/h on flat ground, average speed of 60 km/h. That's just insane. Yeah, so I decided to relocate because I was alone, but now I'm seeing that the Churchill is pushing on the M7. I decided to risk and take a shot from the Decamax, and for that I'm gonna finish the M7. Here we go, then we can take care of the Decamax. And look at this speed, guys, and this mobility. I can even surround other tank destroyer with a tank destroyer, so that's really insane. Here we go, Decamax done. And now I gotta play more careful, of course. That was the risky and aggressive playing with the Hellcat. We can do it with this vehicle because we have that insane mobility. But now I'm gonna tell my platoon mate, now it's your turn. I did now 2 kills, now it's your turn. I was lucky here that the T23E3 is AFK, but here we can see, for example, it's showcasing us the fast CPM of this tank and how much damage we can do just in a short time with this vehicle. So I was waiting for my platoon mate. That's why I wasn't shooting, but I saw that then my platoon mate is far away, so I finished that T23. Already 3 kills, and I'm still moving. Now I have to be just careful, sneak my shots from distance because I'm nearly low HP, but that doesn't also stop me not to keep moving. So yeah, here we go. Look at this, yeah, good accuracy of this vehicle, and the fast reload time allows me really to be just a very effective player as a TD player in this battle. So in my opinion, this tank is really worth it to go for, because it's just a special tank destroyer. Here we go. Look at the end of this battle. What's gonna happen now? RNG loved us in this moment. He wrecked the last one, and with that he did his second kill, and we are going to have our brother-in-arms. That was really a nice battle. 2.5k of damage, and here we go, brother-in-arms, and we got our ingots also in this battle, 5 ingots. So yeah, to resume about the Super Hellcat, yes, it's worth it to go for. It's a very good tank destroyer, tier 7 tank destroyer, with insane speed, good accuracy, insane also concealment, insane camouflage. All we have to know about this tank that we have to play sneaky because we have paper armor. So if you are going to go for this tank, you will have a lot of fun, win a lot of battles. It's just a special TD, it's a special tier 7 TD in his class, and we're going to be the game changer with this vehicle. So it's worth it for all players who know how to play with a tank destroyer. And now we're going to talk about the Optic 907, the tier 10 medium Soviet tank. So yeah, also a good tank, no doubt a good tank. So we got here a good mobility, also a good turret, a good front turret. So we are safe if you play hull down. We got also a good accuracy, a good gun dispersion, 3 DPM with consumables, and the gun Roma will have something about 3.2 DPM. So we have other medium tanks with higher DPM, the gun dispersion also insane, great accuracy, so it's definitely a strong tank. Let's now jump to the battlefield and see what can we perform with this vehicle. So for that, Randy sent me this battle replay. Thanks for that, mate. And yeah, about the Optic 907, it's definitely a good tank, a good medium tank, perfect for hull down. The turret, the front turret is nearly impossible to penetrate, but the hull and the side, of course, it's easy to penetrate, so that's why we have to play hull down. That's what Randy is trying to do here. Other thing, what I want to say about the Optic 907, yeah, it's a good tank, but there is plenty other tanks in the game which are better than this tank. For example, I will just start with the T62A. It's even a T3 tank. We can have it for free and got more DPM than this vehicle, got better mobility. So yeah, the T62A, for example, is already better than this tank, and we can perform the same battle in the play style. We got also a good front turret with the T62A. So why should we go for this vehicle and invest that a lot of gold if we can get the same or a better tank for free? But if you are just a player who want to collect all the tanks, why not to go for the Optic 907? It's a solid tank. We got also the T22 medium, a collector tank, which is better than this tank. The Kampfpanzer 50T, so plenty of other tanks which are better than the Optic 907 on paper and on performance and on the battlefield. So yeah, that's why I would say Optic 907, it's a pretty strong tank, solid tank, but if you are a player who want to be competitive, do the best of every battle, be good in rating battles, win tournaments, this tank will definitely help you for sure, but there is tanks which are much more better than the Optic 907. So if you are a dude who want to collect all the tanks, go for this tank. If you want to have a better tank, there is plenty of better tanks than this in the game, premium or tech tree like the T62A, so just wait, save your gold, and wait to get a better collector or premium tank in his class as a medium tank, and don't go for the Optic 907. That's my opinion about the Optic 907, but as we saw here in this battle, still a pretty strong tank. We can perform good battles with it. Look at this, guys, 2.2k of damage. Yeah, also a good credit maker and a third class mastery badge. The same will be for the AMX 30B, the French collector medium tank, tier 10 medium tank. Yeah, very similar to the Optic 907 in my opinion. About it's a good tank, but there is better tanks than it in this game. So the AMX 30B, the front hull is definitely easy to pen, side 2, back 2. The turret, we got we can play hull down with it, but we got that big problem, the cupola here. The cupola is very easy to penetrate, and it's a big cupola. If you go hull down, yeah, the lights or the mediums with good guns, with good accuracy, will just troll you. They are all going to hit the cupola, even you are in a hull down position, and that's why it's a big weak spot of this tank. But not only this, sadly, we got also not the highest CPM for a tier 10 medium tank, 2.7. That means with consumables and stuff we will maybe go for 2.9 DPM, but we still have good penetration, and we can also deal 350 damage per shot. So yeah, the same opinion to the Optic 907. In my opinion, the Optic 907 is better than the AMX 30B, but in general the AMX 30B is a good tank, but there is better tanks than this one in his class as a medium tank and tier 10 tank. So now let's go to the battlefield and see what can we perform with this baguette launcher. The AMX 30B on the battlefield, what can we do? Of course we can try to play hull down, but as I told you, we got that weak spot there. That doesn't mean that every shot will go through if you are hull down, but playing against skilled players, or if playing in tournament or in rating battles and you are facing skilled players up to the Diamond League, that means there is a lot of players who are going really easy to pen your cupola even you are hull down. But as you can see here, we got good mobility, also a fast reload time, a good gun, good accuracy. We still can really sneak a lot of shots, deal a lot of damage if we know how to play with this vehicle. But as I told you, it's not the best tier 10 medium in the game, and this tank don't belong to the best tier 10 medium tanks in the game. So if you want to collect all the tanks in this game, go for this tank. Otherwise, don't do it, because it will be not worth it if you are, as I told you again, a competitive player who is addicted for win rate or wanna do good tournaments or good rating battles. This tank will not help you for that, like other tanks. Like I will say, if I'm talking about tier 10 mediums, the best tier 10 mediums in this game, in my opinion, are, for example, T62A, the T22 medium, the M60, the E50M, the Leopard, yeah, such tank, the LT100 light, the Russian one, but it's a light tank, but still also a good tank. We can perform good battles with it. So those tanks belongs really to the best tanks in the class of mediums and lights, but definitely not this one, not the AMX 30B. So here we go, another sneaky shot on the Panzer 800. Maybe can I give him another one, or Randy here in this battle? Yeah, that's it. So that was the AMX 30B. Nice to meet you, baguette launcher, but as I told you, in my opinion, it's not worth it to go for it. Why should you go for it if there is better tanks in his class? 2k of damage, 3rd class mastery badge, and 32k of credits. Only 2 tanks left for this video, and now we're going to talk about the K91, the Soviet Tier 9 premium heavy tank. So this tank is really OP, broken, a beast in the right hands. Very important, in the right hands. This tank is not beginner friendly, but it's really OP for people who know how to play with it. We got here an insane mobility for a heavy tank, good rotation, good armor, but only the turret, the hull, anyone will pen you, even if you angle. We don't have any hull armor, we have a good turret. We can deal 350 damage per shot, 3 shots, 3 shells in the magazine, insane penetration. You will have any penetration issues with this tank. And yeah, so it's definitely a hull down tank with also a high DPM for his class as a tier 9 heavy tank, and we got 16 seconds reload time. So we definitely need to know how to play with this vehicle. If we know how to play with it, this tank is really broken, is OP. If not, don't do it, don't go for it. And now let's go to the battlefield. So to showcase you the K91, I picked up for you this battle in the vineyards. So yeah, there is 2 possibilities to go hull down. Go, for example, hide your hull behind obstacles, behind a hill, or go in high ground. What does it mean in high ground? You go on the summit of a hill, and with that you will create that -2, -3 degrees, -4 degrees, and with that you will not going to be only hiding your hull, but you are also angling your hull at the same time. That means that if somebody try to aim on your hull, if you are on high ground, if you are in a top of a hill, your hull will be probably red for him, because you are angling already your hull to, for example, -2 or 3 or 5 degrees. In addition to that, your turret is anyway protected and they cannot hit your turret. So that's the perfect position for this tank to go high ground or in the summit of a hill, and with that you are protecting not only your hull and not only your turret, but also angling your hull, and with that also your hull will be very hard to pen. But if you go on flat ground with this tank, your hull will be easy penetrated. So if you are in flat ground, try to hide your hull behind rocks like this, like me, behind small hills, and you are also to 90% safe. Some shots will sometimes somehow go through your turret, I don't know why. Maybe if you are playing against tier 10 tanks, against tank destroyers with extremely good penetration, they will sometimes maybe going be able to penetrate your turret. So here I'm again in high ground, waiting here. So this is the tricky thing about this tank, that 16 seconds reload time. That means you have to keep distance from the enemy, and but at the same time try to do your damage. So you are trying not to be the main target, surprise always your enemies, do your damage, but also keep distance. In the end, it depends on the battle, on the situation on the battlefield. If there is any possibilities, or if you are sure you are going to destroy the enemy, you can also rush on the enemy tanks and just do the finishing shots. But be careful with this tank. We have 3 shells in the magazines, and after that a very long reload time. We have always to play second line, keep distance from the enemy, and try to sneak your shots in a hull down position. So even if you are spotted, you can go hull down and we are also safe. We don't need to fear from being spotted. So here we go. That was my battle for you. I picked up to showcase you what can we perform with the K91. Really a great tank, but only in the right hands. 2.5k of damage, 3rd class mastery badge. I was using here credit boosters. That's why yeah, it's more credits that actually we can have without credit boosters. And the last tank for this episode, the Optic 274A, the tier 8 Soviet medium tank. Yeah, it's definitely a strong tank, no doubt about it. Also a hull down tank. The front turret is just impossible to penetrate. The hull, if we are in high ground, some shots will bounce, but the hull basically in flat ground is actually penetrable. We got here 1.8 TPM and yeah, 310 of alpha damage, nearly 10 seconds reload time. So this tank reminds me a lot to the Chimera, and yeah, it's a tank with a good alpha damage for a medium tank. We need to know how to play with it because we have a long reload time, and if you go medium side and rush very fast, go front line, we're going to be to 90% very fast destroyed. So we have to play also with this tank second line from distance because of that long reload time for a medium tank. Play careful. This tank needs skills, but even with that, in my opinion, yeah, it's not, doesn't belong to the best tier 8 tanks in the game. So that's why it's for skilled players, and even with that, it's not don't belong to the best tanks in the game, to the best tier 8 medium tanks in the game, to be correct. So yeah, let's go to the battlefield and see what can we do with this tank. So the object 274A, played by Randy. Yeah, as I told you guys, it's a good tank, it's a solid tank, reminds me a lot to the Chimera, or the Chimera, but as I told you, there is plenty of other medium tanks in the game which they are better than this one. I will start with the Project 246, with the P44 Pantera, with the TVP, the Defender MK1, the Panther 2, and the list is long. A lot of tanks which are better than this one. That's why I would say, yeah, if you want to collect all the tanks in this game, you can go for this vehicle. But in my opinion, if you are just going for this vehicle because you think it's one of the best tanks in the game, or it's a very strong tank or OP, it's not the case. Save your gold for better tanks. So here, yeah, just why not? We can camp if there is a possibility to farm the enemy tanks and deal some damage. So doing the right thing, keeping his distance from the enemy because we have a long reload time as a medium tank, and sneaking the shot one after the other like this. So in my opinion, there is also no better way, especially in the beginning of the battle, to play with this vehicle. In the end, maybe if your team is leading, if your team is outnumbering the enemy tank, if you know we are not going to take a lot of damage, we can play more aggressive, we can rush. But in the beginning, just play sneaky style like this. Sneak your shots, try not to be the main target, look for hull down position, and that's it. Here we go. I was lucky, the SU missed his shot, and now I decided to push on the T. 54E2, another lucky bounce. Let's hide behind this building, and now they got me. Oh, look at the turret, how it landed. I think that's why I picked up this battle for you. So that was, I'm not going to watch this battle to the end, we're going to win it anyway. That was the Optic 274A, and with that we arrived to the end of this video, guys. Yeah, my opinion about those 5 tanks. So the ones you should go for, which are really OP and strong, are the Super Hellcat and the K91. In the next episode, the part 2 of this quick review of all the tanks in offer in Black Friday, we will talk about the Skoda T56, the T55A, the Lancin C, the T54E2, and the TS5. Stay tuned for that. The video will come soon today in the evening. See you soon, tankers. Bye bye.